Oh. Don't know if anyone's watching me, but hi. If so, sorry if I'm quiet. It has been a long couple days. Huh. I wonder what this boss is. He's a giant troll. That was much easier than I anticipated, but thank you. Yeah. I really hate that he has two of those daggers. As you can see, I'm just one level of faith away from getting Lightning Strike, which is nice, because that is a very solid spell. It's not my favorite lightning spell. That comes much later on more than one front, but still. Yes. Yura, help! Yeah. So, this is actually what I was hoping for, because I only need like 3 Arcane and 3 Dex, and I can use that. And it is probably the best dagger in the game, because it's just dumb. I'm not sure where along here it is, but if I talk to him, I think he... Yeah, because if I'm right, up here doesn't lead to much. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, I don't think if there at least anything big. It does not. So. Yeah, 104. I need another. What's my FP cost? 100. Crap. Okay. So, who's behind door number 1? Game. Yeah. Someone wearing Godric's armor and using a Lord's Sword. Yeah, basically, this is another scenario of if I reload the seed, also known as just fast travel back to this location. Not even entrance. If I just fast travel back to Murkwater Cave, they'll be selling stuff. And one of the things in there I need. Yeah, and murdering these guys every so often is honestly really, really easy. That's actually like the big thing with Flame of Frenzy that everyone seems to, I'm going to say, undersell, is that it is solid. Yeah, this is one of the best items in the game. Not because of anything it has. In fact, a lot of the stuff he sells is useful. But this thing has a bug that they never patched. And I'm so glad they didn't, because it is so incredibly useful. Grace Mimic. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. I highly recommend never opening that chest. A general rule of thumb is there are some things that you can't, that enemies like most of these things. there we go. So, what's so incredibly dumb about Margit's Shackle is, while it can be used to perform its, I'm going to say its original intention, and make Margit stop moving, it has a secondary bonus. Is that it fires out a shockwave. Now, that shockwave does 0 damage and honestly doesn't do a whole heck of a lot in the first place. But the big thing it does, and the reason that this is so incredibly useful, is that it, oh, how do I put this? It has a contact effect, similar to if you hit something with a dagger. If you go into the catacombs that have the fire traps or ice traps that you can run into on the higher end of, or in the later parts of the game, that specific, when you hit those, they shift position. Generally, they stop attacking. The big thing with Margit's Shackle, it sends out a radius that basically encompasses. So your best bet for most of these is to either be now. Yeah. So this is. Yeah, that's. And this is how you fight a dragon. Yeah, and 5,000 runes. And that is a boss I was expecting to fight much later, dealt with. So, there's one problem with Dragon Communion's incantations versus a later spell type that we'll run into later. And that's that Dragon Communion's incantations require Arcane. Now, right now I only have Dragonfire. Dragonfire is solid. Don't get me wrong, it is a wonderfully useful incantation. And definitely something I want to use. But you'll also notice that it costs a ton of FP. Everything in here does. Dragon Claw is nice. Dragon Maw is also effective. I don't remember if it's... This one in particular has a lot of hyper armor, meaning it's hard to flinch. But definitely something I'll come back to at a later point. Now, there's Dragon Communion. There's the Church Dragon Communion, then there's the Cathedral of Dragon Communion. That's in Caelid. Now, the Cathedral is where things get very, very awkward. So swap out Heal for this wonderful spell. Now, is that a useful incantation? Specifically, no. No. Generally, I'm not going to be using it much. It's also fairly expensive. But it's also very useful because there's a lot of enemies in this game that are weak to lightning that I'll be wanting to use that against. But the thing is, with Agheel dead, there's only like 2 or 3 locations I need to visit before I've done pretty much everything I can on this side of the map. Outside of going to Stormvale, which, while I am going to do, is not going to be this stream. Probably tomorrow's stream. Oh, there is another person. Who has shown up? Ah. And of course, like the one group that showed up was... Oh, neat. Ooh, brass shield. Which is, funnily enough, like the best... one of the best shields in the game, which is kind of funny considering that it's like has like wait. The Noblest stock. I don't have that on my... Do I have that on my main... I don't even know if I have that on my main file. Holy shit. No, I didn't think I was going to get a thrusting sword for a while, because those things have like a 2% drop chance. I didn't think I was ever going to get that. Not on this account, at least. Like, again, I'm not sure if my main character has this. Now do something totally stupid. So yeah, Great Axe is like 30 strength, but even, as you can see, like even not built for high strength, that does 151. That does better than my current longsword, which is honestly kind of dumb. Where's the destination I was? Is that where I wanted to go? Yeah, I'll grab those because I'm already here. May as well. Right. Hello, Waypoint Worth Ruins. Oh, it's one of you. Thank you. Yes. So I'm actually not going to be able to learn any of these. However, what this does give me is it allows me to do multiple bits of a quest. However, I'm pretty much never going to use her for the intended purpose. Yeah, technically there's an Ikea Lake North. I don't remember. Oh yeah, there you are. So the next thing would be attacking this. Going after Stormvale itself. Which I'm definitely going to do. You actually get up there. I just don't remember how. It's been too long. Still though, Trina's Lily. Good thing to be able to find, but... So, there's actually lore as to why this place is so damaged. Um, this is what happened when Melania's forces attacked something, and honestly, she wasn't even going all out. This was just Melania being Melania and fighting a target. Why don't I remember this? I mean... Oh! Okay, there we are. I mean... Not what I was after. Like I said, I don't remember what that was, so hey, good to know I found it, though. Now, going it this way is death. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to the next site of grace, and then probably be done for a bit. I really just want to say that I streamed today, even if it's not a long or particularly eventful stream. Simply saying that I've done so Stormy Feather and Flight Pinion. Neat. Why don't I recall that? Interesting. Seeing... Yeah, okay, that does lead to... Okay, I know I said I was going to do the next side of grace, but I want to see what's over there now. Really? I present to you the advantages of doing, if not not necessarily a mage build, but a pseudo mage build. Or paladin build, I suppose. Offer jumping. I'm glad to see some things in this game haven't changed. The player base mainly, but still. Oi. All that for smithing 3. Okay. Get my HP back. I'm gonna go to Kale. Yeah, we need a somber to upgrade that guy. Of which, as you can see, I actually don't have any. I'm still amazed I got one of those. Yeah, some of these things you can only get things that's like plus 3 or 4 here. So yeah, plus 3. So table. So go over around the table. Yep. And now it's a plus 4 sword, which makes it very interesting. So here's the problem with the somber smithing stone is that you need to get to a much higher level to actually make it later areas to make it work. Because I don't think there's anywhere in Limgrave that actually has somber smithing stones that don't lead to at all. I know there's not any in the Peninsula, although I could. I think it's like down here is something, but I don't know how to get down there. Okay. So, this is really the extent of the dungeon delving I wanted to do. I'll probably head down there so I can... because of anything. Oh! Witch Doctor! Hi! Welcome to the Insanity. I didn't realize you'd followed me. I'm grateful. I'm just was unaware. Oh, I didn't know the second one of you up there. Oh, never mind. It's the same guy. I just... Are you gonna come down here? I guess you went to bed faster, earlier than I thought, which is totally okay.
All use currency. You know, it's not just yeah. It's basically mutilated currency.
Yeah. So here's the big thing.
That's the thing. It's all already it's mutilated, which means it looks like it's come out of someone's wallet rather than it looking
So
like brand new.
there's a reason running the critical hit talisman so useful is that if you get in situations where you can critically hit something,
You should have mentioned that in your exit interview.
be it a random, like one of these guys, you can just get a critical hit and suddenly you're all topped off. It honestly only becomes more ridiculous as you get further along and get certain upgrades for stealth. Oh. Remember how I said somber stones are a pain to get? There's the first one. Yeah, didn't expect message. I didn't know what the message was going to be about, but there we go. Yeah, one of the biggest things about exploring is that if you are a melee character, get a weapon that deals strike damage if you need to go into a mine, because normal attacks from things like pretty much everything that's not from a colossal or a colossal weapon is going to just bounce off of them. This is why. And that's why I love having Flame of Frenzy equipped. Not only need is the blue cerulean dagger. Alright, that's the boss area. Don't need to go there yet. I do want to grab that because I always need more of those. Yeah, these guys mostly just keep themselves, thankfully. Yeah. Yeah, I know what I'm fighting, but still. which is basically all the major stuff I want to get done tonight. I don't think there's any other major. Technically, I think there's something up there. I don't remember what, but there's something at the end of this waterway. But again, I don't remember what. It's been too long. I'm gonna make use of these so I can. Yeah, a rune bear and an item that I 99% chance do not care one bit about. So I do need to go back to Fort Height at some point. There's reason to go there though. Yeah. Then come later. I can do something a little silly. So, to give an idea, the way to get to the next location, there's two ways to get there. The first one is to clear Stormvale. That puts you right there. The other, well, let's just say that if you're a little bit nutty, wrote fire, poison, rancor, poison, fire pot, pickle foulfoot. Those are a pain in the butt. Yeah, staunching boluses. Not particularly amazing. But it's funny, you talk to her and basically yeah, and it's funny. She basically tells you, hey, go through Stormvale to get you to Lucaria because the bridge is out. It's not like on the map there's not really another way there. Right? No. You see, this. Ignore that. And on the plus side, it makes it daytime, so I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. So, TLDR, there is a way to get from here, get into Lucaria without having to go through Stormvale. It's just a little, awkward. You know, basically, this does get you into Liurnia. Now, am I going to go back and actually do Stormvale? Yes. But there's something I need in Rayleigh Lucaria. Namely, Liurnia of the Lakes. So, the thing is, there's a lot here that I want. Like, I don't know if this makes perfect sense to everybody, but Liurnia has the most magic and faith-based equipment in the game by a wide margin. And I could do that quest. I could do that ending for this character. However, fuck. Yeah, Altered basically removes something and makes it and lowers the defenses, but decreases the weight by a decent margin. So, do I intend to totally skip Stormvale? Less skip Stormvale and more there's stuff up here that I very much want and need. Namely, yeah, there's some stuff in this area that I very much want and need. At least as far as like my character is concerned, just because it has a lot of. Again, remember there's a prayer book in this general region. I just don't remember. Just don't remember which. It was one of these. I just don't remember which one it was. Oh, it was you, I think. Oh, Academy Scroll. That's not what I was after, but hey. Yeah, alright, that has the Glintstone shards. Yeah, Swift and Great Glintstone shards are just like really good in general. Yeah, I have plus 15 out of, I think it goes up to, I don't remember if it's plus 12 or plus 14. I think it's 14. So I'm already like almost halfway to having the best flask I can, even if I only have 6 charges. But yeah, I think this is what I'm going to call it tonight, because where I need to go is down in there. There's some good stuff down in here, along with just throughout this area, but yeah. That's all that stuff that's going to come later on a much different installment, because there are some things I need to do in order to actually forward the story, and I need to make sure go back to Table of Lost Grace to ensure that I did not screw that up. Because I think I need to... Yeah. I might actually see if I can beat the Legacy Dungeon for... The problem is, in order to get certain things, I have to beat... I have to beat Godric the Grafted in order for certain things to be unlocked. So that's a problem. Anything else you're selling that's interesting? Okay, that would be really useful if it was something I actually cared about. I already have that. Like, this would be amazing. But I'm also 1,000 runes off of the next level, so there is that. So, yeah. But there's a bunch of stuff in Liurnia I'm going to want, so... Oh! Never mind, I thought I had to go there to do this. I cannot believe... I just had to get to Liurnia for that? I didn't have to beat Godric? Then screw beating Godric for now.
Okay, alright. You have a great time. I said you have a safe trip because you have to get on another plane. I'm so sorry.
So, yeah, this is not in what I expected. I thought I was going to have to go beat Godric for her to show up. Yeah, Master... Yeah. Yeah, and as you can see, I can actually upgrade this to 123. Which is really funny, because if I go to my other Sacred Seal, which I think is in here, yeah, like, it already, it's not as good, mostly because it also scales off Arcane, which I just don't have much of right now. Once I can get Arcane to a good level, this becomes really dumb. So, it also strengthens Dragon Communion, which, again... Oh, I also have a Somber 2. Okay, I take it back. I could actually have a match before I get the upgrade. However, if I'm going to give anything away Victoria Somber Stone right now, it'd probably be Reduvia, just because of how Reduvia works. Yeah, I just need a few more. I need like 2 more decks. Then I can use Earth Steel. I could actually... Some decks that's Arcane, then that becomes really dumb. Now, reset the area. Yeah, beating a different... So, There's Grave and Ghost Glove Forward. So Grave allows you to level up base. Ghost lets you level up special. As you can see, it also costs runes. And upgrading these guys gets really expensive. Like, that is the one problem I have with this game, is that upgrading everything costs runes. Whether you're upgrading a weapon, upgrading spirit ashes. Basically, if it's something that you can do, it costs runes. And now I feel a bit better. So now I will do this. Memorize spell. And I'll put heal back in. Not because I want healing, but because it lets me do certain things. And there we go. Alright, gotta head back to where... Now, normally, I think it's sort of around here. I don't remember where exactly, but oh, yeah, base Shabiri Grape. Yeah, I was anticipating that I could get there. Get up here. Alright. How far can I go? Into Spear. I can get all the way into the throne room. Yeah, unfortunately the only way to... Ta-da. Alright. Yeah, didn't think I'd be able to start Hyeta's quest this early, but hey, here we are. Yeah. And yet here we are. I failed. Yes, we all have. We all fell for the adorableness that is the the 3-finger maiden. But I think it's going to call it for the night. I'm glad that someone showed up. I will probably be doing this again in a couple days. Probably Wednesday night, maybe? I don't know. Good night, all.